Hello there, I'm Aldrahill, and this is a tip video to get you started with a Three Mountains achievement run, playing as Ryokyo. There are two opening strategies mainly used when trying to get a Three Mountains achievement run. The first is the no CB route. You invade a smaller Asian power, for example Champa, once it is defeated by Khmer and Divet, one or the other. Or perhaps a Ceylon power, or one of the Indians, more likely Maduri because they have cores. But I will explain that strategy in a different video. This video is talking about the second strategy, which is the colonization strat, my favorite one. It is all about forcing your capital, Okinawa, to have the Renaissance through development increase, and hoping against hope, though not 100% necessary, that you will manage to spawn the colonialism institution for yourself and not in Europe, which gives you a huge advantage over the rest of your Asian neighbors, and they will not get institutions from you because you are not a friendly province to them. So, the very first steps that you're going to want to do: send your 2 barks to privateer in the Beijing node. Then, collect trade in the Hangzhou and also the Beijing node. You do this because it is far, far superior than just trying to collect trade as the game asks you to do in Hangzhou and moving from Nippon or whatever. By privateering, you're going to get an absolute ton of ducats. I've managed to work out that's about 0.6 ducats ahead than if you just did it normally. Do not pay attention to that. That will jump up the moment we unpause. I don't know why it's so low to begin with. Next. This is a bit of an optional step. Do not do this if, you don't want to use exploits. But this is a Three Mountains achievement run. Exploits are often used to try and make sure you get them. Delete your entire army. You can do this actually regardless, because it's very useful to get rid of them, and you're not going to need them for any time soon. But then immediately recruit a whole bunch of troops. This will then force the mission. Our manpower reserves need to recover, which will allow you to get 10% tax modifier. Absolutely delicious. You can then immediately take that. You will then need to wait until you can unpause to get that, but you may then mothball your cogs. We are then going to unpause the game for literally a day to trigger the mission. We are then going to delete the troops that we have recruited and then unpause the day so as to trigger the mission. There we are. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Next, we will then recruit troops again, thus forcing the accumulate money mission, which we can then do straight away by deleting them, waiting an additional day, and firing the mission. So those 2 missions getting completed gives us 10 prestige, a reduced national unrest reduction, and 10% tax modifier, which is a huge boon to us. Next, delete your galleys. You will not be needing these ships anytime soon. You could just mothball them. It'll only cost 0.025 ducats to maintain those 5 galleys at mothball fee maintenance, but it is far better just to delete them because you're not going to use them. Next, we're going to be improving Okinawa until we are able to spawn the institution Renaissance, which occurs in 1450. We're obviously not going to get to spawn it, but we can force it to be in Okinawa. Now, how we achieve this? We have 1.66 ducats available, so we are going to immediately recruit an admin advisor. Ooh, tax modifier, that's lucky. And a dip advisor. Dip rep, sure. This is obviously going to tank your income, but don't worry, because it's going to go very positive very shortly. We then go to max speed, and we kind of just wait. Here is a further optional step you may do while you are waiting. Do not feel obligated to do this step, but it is absolutely useful. It is called the Diplomat exploit. I will make another video talking about the Diplomat exploit, but essentially the game assigns one of your diplomats without taking it away when you click to improve relation or other things. As long as you right-click to go into improve relations for different countries, there is no limit to the amount of times you can do this, and it will assign fake diplomats that you don't actually own. It's pretty strange, but here we are. And so by doing this, and holding down C, all your diplomats go away, yet somehow they are all still prevalent in those countries. Right, so we're all set up, we have all our income prepared, and we are privateering. We are now just going to wait. And that is a little while. We wait until we get to 62 points, which will take 2 months. Once we are at 62 points, wait for it, we immediately put a bit of development into Okinawa, administratively and diplomatically. You will then see that our income will shoot up a very small amount, 2.44. Then we wait, essentially. What you can then do is we then wait a little bit longer until we get to further 62. So we'll just wait. So here we are up to 64 power again. We are then going to improve Okinawa once more to administrative and diplomatic development 4. Do not touch the military one. It's absolutely imperative you leave that alone. Just let your military points stack up. We do that so that it drives our income up to 0.6 ducats. There is another possibility you could actually keep doing this until you could afford a military advisor, but you really do not need the military power that much. So now, what you do, of course, is more waiting. We wait until 1450. That's right, 1450. So we're just going to do that now, and to wait a very long time. Now while we're waiting, let's do one more thing actually, before it's 1450. It is the year 1446. We are going to admin focus. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would I admin focus? I want an even point distribution. It's actually not about the points. It's because once we have developed our province up to Renaissance, we are then going to need to wait and save up our points until we can afford Administrative Tech 5, which will allow us then to get exploration ideas. And that allows us to start colonizing. But we obviously want to have admin focus then so we can get it as soon as possible. But still knowing that, we do definitely want to be able to change to diplomatic focus in a short order so that we can get all the necessary points to flood exploration ideas finished and also to get diplomatic tech 7 for colonial range. So we admin focus now not for the points, but so that the deadline for changing it ends in 1466, which is about the time we're going to want to be diplo focusing. And so now back to waiting. So we have waited until 1450 and the Renaissance has spawned, probably in northern Italy. Doesn't affect us, right? We're a tiny island in Asia. Absolutely not. We are going to force development our province until we get the institution. Now, it takes roughly 2,000 monarch points of all combined categories to be able to make a province from 1 point in each to get Renaissance. We've already had to do a few. So we will now wait until around 1454, 1455 until we have a roughly 2,200 combined monarch points, which means in excess of 730 in each category. So we play the waiting game. Right, that took a little bit longer than I expected because I am terrible with maths, but it's the 15th of July, 1458. We now have enough points. We just hit the cap for admin. This is enough to improve to Renaissance, I do believe, but we're going to make it a little bit easier. We do what I just did, and we grant monopoly charters for the merchant guilds. Costs us 5 prestige, but they gain influence and loyalty, which reduces development cost by 2.5%. Something you might want to do to try and improve their loyalty and their influence further is to actually then change the way your merchants are working so you are collecting and protecting trade with your barks, because then you won't suffer the low trade income bonus with merchant guilds, which is important to increase your development cost reduction, but 2.5 is fine. Then we just start spamming development. And as you can see, every single time I put a point into it, it improves the Renaissance, 2.66, 2.83. Beautiful amounts. It's amazing. Now, I am just a little bit off because my math is not very good, so we will wait just a little bit. Right, there we go. Now I've actually got it properly. We will then improve it again further, allowing us to get the embraced institution. We also do want to make sure that our actual total income is sufficient. Actually, 1.7 is fine. So we've done that. We've managed to put enough points. Awesome. I'm going to keep the admin stuff. We're then going to embrace the institution, giving us the Renaissance and getting rid of our tech penalty. Fan-bloody-tastic. Our next move. Waiting. That's right, waiting again. A small addendum, you may want to actually keep one of your troops alive so that when you get a very good heir, as I did here, also please make sure you name them foe, not as I have done, so that they are faux show. Because you have to have all your kings to be faux show. Because Ryokiko? For show. So if you do get a very positive heir, as I have, military's not great, but diplo and admin, oh baby, make sure you put your king as a general and assign him to a unit. When he is like that, he has a double chance of dying. And you know, maybe you'll even have a good consort, and then your heir or your consort can give you the points instead. It's worth it also to disinherit your king if he doesn't get to that point. 50 prestige will come back, but the points will stay forever. So now we basically wait until we receive Administrative Tech 5. We can then grab Exploration. The moment we have Administrative Tech 5, please do change Diplo Focus so that you are able to barrel through all the ideas. You then want to make sure you focus on getting the Colonist, the Quest for New World, and then the Overseas Exploration and Land of Opportunity ones. Once you have the first 4 exploration ideas, stop entirely, completely stop, because last 3 aren't necessary, then wait. Wait until you get enough points to get to Dip Tech 7. Get to Diplomatic Tech 7, that'll allow you to gain increased colonial range. With Dip Tech 7 and the colonial range bonus from exploration ideas, you will be able to colonize Alaska by basically being able to discover it and land troops there with the Conquistador and move down. This will give you a fighting chance to spawn the colonialism institution for yourself instead of Europe, giving you a 100% tech penalty. One other thing to note, it is very nice if Ming suffers a Ming explosion due to low legitimacy. As you can see, there is a queen consort currently in charge, causing low legitimacy, and the entire country has imploded. This is very good for you because it means later on you can vassalize Ming, and then return all of Ming's cores from these small nations, giving you a hugely powerful vassal and massive amounts of power. When you get your first colonist, it's going to be very, very important that you choose the right province to colonize. The best province will be Manila in the Indonesian Philippines, or wherever the heck this is, because it's the highest development and is also an important natural harbour. There is a very other useful trick that you can use to ensure you get a very large bonus of settlers, which I will show you in another video, so please do be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can be made aware of any other tip videos and also an absolute ton of Let's Plays and other Paradox related content. So, if you enjoyed and you found this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment, let me know, helps me out a lot. Do look out for the other tip videos I'm making about the 3 Mountains achievement run, including this ridiculously valuable one about the Manila colonization. I was Aldrahill and I'll continue to be. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.